Welcome to Travis Vibes. Today I am in Atlanta, Georgia for RenderATL. It's a awesome tech conference. I'm having a lot of fun. I've been furiously trying to get a working demo of WePaint.AI for RenderATL so that I could basically wander around wearing a, painted shirt that my kids and I made a couple of shirts, and I've got an iPad. And yeah, so far day one was kind of a setup day, and they didn't have the full expo open yet. They were doing workshops mainly, but I still met a bunch of people, mostly other software developers, and showed some people the demo, got a little bit of feedback, and then had a lot of fun afterwards at a meetup that was sponsored by WorkOS and Knock, called Dev Tools and Dives, at a bar right nearby, and met several people that work at WorkOS and Knock, and everybody was really cool. Had a lot of fun there too. So day one, success. Day two, TBD, but I think it's going to be even better because it's the full-blown expo. They've got food trucks today. Hopefully more opportunity to show people my demo of WePaint.AI and get feedback. On this video, I also want to show you what I've been building and give you a little demo of our latest vibe coding progress on WePaint.AI. One more sidebar before we get into the latest on WePaint.AI. The way I got even pulled in to go into RenderATL was I was hanging out on a Discord channel, a vibe coding Discord channel, and Vibes DIY put out a little contest that if you could generate a carnival game with their vibe coding platform, then they would give a free ticket out to their favorite. I actually didn't win, but the person that did dropped out, and I was second place. So yeah, thanks Vibes DIY for the ticket, and check out their platform. Now over to WePaint.AI. I actually managed to get a working deployed version of the app up to Vercel, so I can access the app from anywhere on the public internet, and it's working on iPad, it's working on mobile. This has given me the ability to walk around the conference and demo it, and it's exciting also to just get it fully deployed, because I always suggest that you try to get your web apps deployed early on in the process, because it's really easy to have everything working locally and you're cruising along and you just hit major issues once you realize the difference between your local development environment and where you're going to deploy it on the public cloud. Just, there's all kinds of things that can trip you up. So it's working on Vercel, but I have it password protected right now, because ultimately we're using replicate.com to generate these AI images for us. Each time we call replicate, it costs, I believe, 4 cents per call. So if I were to just let everyone have access to this right now, it could become very expensive for me. My plan is to have some way that we're going to be able to charge small amounts of money, not to make a bunch of profit, just to make it at least not net negative to my bank account. In the meantime, stealth release of the app. I'm going to type in the super secret password, and we are in. So right now, the focus really for me has just been on a super simple, interactive working demo that I can show to people, or people can even try themselves. I'm focusing on first the core loop, like a very short gameplay loop that's fun. So in Super Mario, the core loop would be basically jumping up and down and avoiding holes and getting to the end of the level, right? But that loop is the jumping. And so with my app, the loop is first the painting, but the real loop is seeing your painting come to life with the AI image generation. So that's where I've been focusing all of my time so far, getting that working. Let's give it a shot right now. It would be even better to do this on iPad, but that's what I've been doing at the conference. But here, let's say I'm just going to keep it really simple, and let's do a heart. And then when I press here, this is my AI image generation. This is really still like a debug or like a learn how I'm trying to just play around with the capabilities of the image generation. So I do not plan to have the same kind of UI experience. I want it to be much more behind the scenes. You're not really needing to see a lot of this kind of information. But what I have is kind of set up a few pre-prompts for what we're going to send to RenderATL, and that will affect the style of how it's going to generate the image significantly. So if I do a watercolor style, for example, then press generate, then we've just passed this canvas image to RenderATL. We're using the flux. Hey, here we go. So it's fast too. I'd like it to be even faster, but it's pretty fast here. And you can see, yeah, it's stayed quite close to our image and applied the style. Let's jump over to Replicate.com, which is what we're using as our image provider. I am currently using Flux Context Pro, which I'm having a lot of fun with, but there's many others that I'm going to want to experiment with. You don't want to be tied to any one particular LLM because there's always new ones coming out that are better than the previous. But for now, this one's been solid. You can see here's the cost, right? 4 cents per output. That's something we got to keep in mind with our product. You can actually just play around with this right in their tool, and you can see that's what I've been doing, right? Is I'm just kind of figuring out what different things, just like how the LLM typically handles different prompts. Here's a cool, interesting thing, right? Is by just passing in slightly different, prompt styles, we're getting very, very different image styles back. Well, the conference is about to start, so I should probably stop doodling with WePaint.AI and go and try to get some other people to try it out and get some feedback from users. That is the goal, is to get my app out there, get myself out there, meet people.